Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Random Talk with NG. And let me use this opportunity to wish us all a happy new year. On today's episode of Random Talk with NG, I'll be discussing the power of accountability partners. You would recall that in my last episode, I mentioned that I was going to bring on a guest to discuss this topic with me. And I am pleased to announce that I have the queen of accountability partners here. She was the first person who broke down what an accountability partner is or who an accountability partner is. I'm pleased to introduce to us all the founder of Christafield Events Group. She's known as the fairy godmother in the Nigerian event industry, and I am also blessed to have her as my big sister. So with me here is Choma, aka the fairy godmother. Welcome to Random Talk with NG, big sis.
It's great to be on your podcast and happy new year to everyone listening to this podcast.
I'm actually excited, and I just want to mention before we begin proper that my big sis here was the one who dared me. I remember sometime in 2022 when I told her that I wanted to start a podcast, and she kept saying, "You've been shouting this thing since. Shall start and record. Let's know that you are serious. And if you are able to record beyond 10 episodes, then I would know that you're actually serious." And along the line, I know I've recorded more than 10 episodes, and she has also been there consistently encouraging me and giving me lots of input. And I just want to use this medium to say thank you very much for your support. Thank you for pushing me and for daring me to do something very interesting, something that I love, and I am truly grateful for all you do for me.
Oh, how sweet. Well, it's glad and it's endearing to know that you went past 10 episodes. And I wasn't just doing that because probably, how will I put it? The thing is this running a podcast is not an easy feat because with busy schedules and all that. So, my daring you was, I know your busy schedule. Did you put up with that? Can you keep up? So, congratulations. 2 years running a podcast. That's impressive.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So let's just get right into it. So today we're discussing, stronger together, the power of accountability partners. So I would like to begin by asking you who an accountability partner is.
So, I would love not to use big vocab on the podcast so that everybody will be able to follow through. So I'll try as much as possible to, use simple words to define who an accountability partner is. So an accountability partner is someone who supports, motivates, and holds you responsible for achieving your goals. Also ensuring you stay on track and you don't give up when challenges arise. That's basically who an accountability partner is. Somebody who is there to hold your hands and say, no matter what, you're not giving up. That's who an accountability partner is.
Okay, thank you for that. I also need to add that this topic is one that is very important for personal and even professional growth, because I have seen people, ask and request for others to be their accountability partners, either in formal spaces or informal spaces. So, Choma, do tell us, what do you think are the core qualities of a good accountability partner?
First, trustworthiness. The person must be trustworthy. The person should exhibit the virtue of consistency. Before you choose a partner, you should be sure that there is a consistency virtue in that person. Honesty is also important. You don't want a partner who will be like, you need the truth, and the person is not giving you that truth you want. So, the three most important things: trustworthiness, consistency, honesty. Those three should make up a good accountability partner.
I totally understand that there are some myths around accountability partnership. And then I've also wondered, when you're saying accountability partner, doesn't necessarily mean I have to be vulnerable with this person. Does the person have to know almost everything that is going on with me? Because it puts the risk exists that I may be telling more than I should. I may be letting on more than I should. So at what point do I need to stop? At what point do I need to draw the boundary and say, okay, this does not concern my accountability partner? And oh, I believe I should let my accountability partner know what is going on with me. Do I really need to develop or create a personal relationship with my accountability partner?
So let's be practical here. You first of all, for accountability partnership, I always advise people, when you are choosing when you're choosing an accountability partner, it shouldn't be for a generic situation in your life. You should segment these things. Example, probably you need to lose weight. You want to lose weight in 2025. You need someone to hold your hand. Probably in 2024, you tried losing weight on your own and you weren't consistent with it. Now you need somebody to hold your hand. You need someone to hold your hand to lose weight in 2025 means you're getting an accountability partner strictly for weight loss. So there are some things that when you're discussing with your accountability partner, you shouldn't go beyond. The things you should discuss with such accountability partner are things that are within the weight loss range and probably maybe your dieting range, anything that has to do with your health range. You're not opening and saying everything to the person. Then you want an accountability partner, maybe because you want to start an MPA or a professional exam, something like that. Then you get a partner, and whatever you're relaying to the person has to be around that reason why you're choosing the person as an accountability partner. You shouldn't be vulnerable and open up to everybody because you only know yourself. You may have chosen the accountability partner based on the fact that, okay, I see this person as an accountable person, and then you go open your mouth and say things you're not going to say. They may use it against you. So when choosing, you have to be really careful, and then you watch what you say. Over time, your accountability partner might end up being a good friend of yours. And once it happens, no problem. You want to be vulnerable with that person. You can go ahead. So you ought to be very careful when being vulnerable with your accountability partner.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts on that. I have learned that if you're choosing an accountability partner for just one segment of your life, you need to make sure that there are boundaries that restricts them or whatever conversation or relationship you have to just that segment. And then if it's an all round, but overall, still bringing in the initial qualities you spoke about, which was trustworthiness, honesty, and I think it's going to help us in developing a relationship with our accountability partners. So, are you an accountability partner to someone, or do you have an accountability partner?
So, well, I have an accountability partner, and I am also an accountability partner to someone. So it works vice versa, and it mustn't be to the same person. I have a prayer accountability partner. I have another one for books, reading books, and then I have people who see me as an accountability partner. So it works two ways.
So, what inspired you to start working with or to become an accountability partner?
Actually, I was. This has to do with my business now. I was. I wouldn't use the word paid. I met someone and we kind of clicked it off together, and we started as accountability partners. We started as partners, encouraging one another, praying together. She became a general accountability partner to me, so hers wasn't a kind of segmented thing, and vice versa too. Business wise, we share ideas and all that. Family wise, we talk about all these things, and then it has been a good one. and we've been accountable. We were accountability partners for close to 3 years, and after some time, we felt that this is beyond being accountability partners, and we became good friends. Till date, we became good friends. So that's why I said earlier, you can start as a partner, and maybe within the line, something may happen. You click it off as good friends, and then you continue. So it works in any way you want to say it.
So, going beyond the general conversations and discussions we've had so far, can you share a personal story where an accountability partnership helped you to achieve a goal?
So I remember during the COVID period, there's this conference in the event industry where I organize a yearly conference for event professionals. Along the line during that COVID period, there was lockdown, and this event was supposed to hold in April, and the lockdown was still on, and the lockdown was announced rather in February. I became devastated. Like after the months of planning and everything, lockdown was going to cause a whole lot of issues for me. But my accountability partner came through. She was like, you know what, lockdown or no lockdown, this is going to hold. Anytime the lockdown is being called off, we will hold the conference. And she held my hands. We continued preparations despite the fact that there was lockdown and all that. And immediately after the lockdown, sometime in October same year of the COVID era, this conference still happened, and it was a success. If not for accountability partners, or if not for that particular accountability partner, I would have really been moved not to hold that conference that year. So, well, so many things, but this particular one was really, heartwarming for me. It was really heartwarming for me.
That's quite an example. I also remember that I have a couple of accountability partners. I don't think I have titled them or named them accountability partners per se. It's just based on how you've defined and explained accountability partnerships. I realized that I have a couple of people who are doing just that for me and with me. I also know that recently one of my friends reached out to me and said that, oh, I need you to be my accountability partner for this exam. Then I'm going to send you a work plan or a study plan so that you can also try to keep up with me. I said, okay, no problem. I also know during the time when I was writing exams, I had people, they were good friends at that time, or they are good friends actually, who used to check up on me from time to time to ensure that, oh, I was studying, to ensure that I was keeping up with whatever plan, whatever schedule I had shared with them previously. So moving on, I would like to ask, how can someone approach finding the right accountability partner?
I'm trying not to sound too religious here, but I think the first step is you have to pray about it. First of all, you have to pray to be sure that this person approaching you, or the person you are approaching for this partnership, there's a like mind, and you both are going to have like minds. And then we have to start with values. Make sure your value aligns with that person. You don't want to choose a partner that probably believes in stealing. Sorry, I'm using that, in stealing, but you don't believe in stealing. Your values aren't going to align. So you have to be sure that your values align and the person is reliable. You want when the person says 10 a.m. I'm seeing you, or 10 a.m. we are doing something, it sure happens. If the person is not reliable, your partnership will not work, because you can't be able to count on the person that this person will show up when they are supposed to show up. Now, how can you approach somebody, right? You have to start by reaching out to friends. Just like you said, you had friends or you have people approach you to be their partner. To them, you may be a friend, but then the word may be accountability partnership. Not everyone is a friend. Not everyone is a colleague. You have to, name these things. Somebody approaching you for such should not be termed as a friend. unless you already have a friendship going on previously. If not, it should be accountability partner. So one, you have to look through your friends. If probably you want to choose from your friends, people are comfortable choosing from their friends. Some people choose from their colleagues, from work colleagues and all that. You can do that. Then if you belong to community groups too, business groups, tribes or anything, definitely you may have understudied one or two persons and you believe that this person will surely make a good accountability partner. Then you approach them. I always tell people the worst answer you can get is a no, I don't have time, I can't do that, no problem. But if you feel you want someone to be your accountability partner and you have studied the person and they tick all the right boxes for you, approach them. Be confident and be bold to approach them. The worst they can tell you, oh, is no. You move on to the next person. So it's as simple as that. So challenges people face in accountability partnership. The first one, inconsistent communication. For a partnership to work, there has to be a consistent communication. And when there is, or you're experiencing irregular communications and checks in and all that, then it means it's not working. Solution: you can call the person, have a meeting with the person to see how it can be amended, what can be done to have a regular check-up and regular check-in and all that, and how to stay consistent. Then there's another one is lack of honesty. One of the major traits of having an accountability partner is for the person to be honest with you. And when the person is not being honest with you, what's the point? So it's either you let go of the person or you have a discussion. That's why communication is very key when choosing an accountability partner. You have to make sure that whoever you're picking as an accountability partner, both of you can always have back-to-back communication all the time. It's very important. Then over-dependence. Over-dependence is not good too. One person is always relying on another before that person can do something. It doesn't work that way. When you rely too much on your partner, it can hinder your self-discipline. You have to make sure that it's a give and take situation, 50-50. When the person is not there, it doesn't mean you can't do something. The person is just there to encourage you. The person is not there to shoulder all your responsibility and all that. If it's not working that way and you've also had this communication, then I think it's time to let go. Something about having accountability partnership is this: once you try out, you start as a short-term goals first, short-term goals, so that you're able to see, can I continue with this person? So after or during your short-term partnership, you see that this is not working, then please let go. You can reach out to other persons and continue your partnership with another person. You're not tied to that person's umbilical cord, so you mustn't stay there forever. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Choma, for all your responses thus far. Can you share with us some of the resources or tools that can help with accountability partnership?
So I'm going to start with the basic tool. The first basic tool is WhatsApp. WhatsApp is accessible for everyone. You can always reach out and have your goal tracking with your accountability partner via WhatsApp. We believe in this century, everyone, or at least almost everyone, should be on WhatsApp. And then if you're like the tech savvy kind of people, we have apps like Trello and Slack. Those should help you too with consistency and then goal tracking. So most importantly, WhatsApp should help you.
I also want to add that there are apps or softwares such as Zoom and Skype to help people schedule meetings. They could also make use of Evernote. Evernote is a note-taking tool where you can share ideas, tasks, and progress with your accountability partner. There is also the availability of Google Calendar or Calendly to help sync your schedules so that you can have progress meetings to discuss how far you've come or how it's going through. And then upon my research, I noted that this book Atomic Habits by James Clear is a really good practical guide on habit building that can be shared with our accountability partners to help strengthen the partnership. So, before we round off, what advice can you or would you give someone who is hesitant about finding an accountability partner? I mean, if I have friends that if I have alarms and if just have people that I can talk to and say, oh, please, just can you track me with this? Can you track me with that? Can you keep tabs on me with regards to this particular aspect of my life? I'm not sure I need an accountability partner. Or the person is just developing cold feet with regards to finding an accountability partner. What advice would you typically give that person?
First advice is start small. What do I mean by start small? Choose someone you're comfortable with first. It can be that person you feel you call a friend. Tell that person, please, I want you to hold my hand on this particular journey. Like I said, probably you want to lose 10 kg or 20 kg. You tell the person, I need to lose 20 kg before May 2025. Please hold my hand, be my partner on this journey. Now, that's part of starting small. When you're able to do that and achieve that, I'm sure when you look back, you'll be like, okay, I think it's worth having an accountability partner. So please start small. That's the first thing. Start small. Talk to someone who you're comfortable with. You should be able to help you. And remember, accountability partners are not there to judge you. They're not there to judge. Like the slang will say, we listen, we don't judge. They are only there to listen, to hold your hand, and to support you.
Yes. We listen, we don't judge. Thank you so much, Choma, from your definition of who an accountability partner is to the qualities. I mean, my key take home point would be the fact that whoever I am choosing as an accountability partner, or whoever I am choosing to be my accountability partner, would have to be trustworthy, honest, open and honest, and that is something we should look out for. And then we should have shared values as well. Your explanation on setting clear boundaries, the expectations, the benefits of accountability partners, how they help achieve goals is something that is quite enlightening. So I just want to say a big thank you. Do you have any final comments before I bring the show to a close?
I understand that some people may have had this journey of accountability partner and maybe they got burnt in the process. Please remember that it happened once doesn't mean it's going to happen again. We advise people to get accountability partner. They are very good as we navigate this journey of life and everything. So start small, choose from someone you're comfortable with, try out, and I'm sure you'll be able to enjoy the process of having an accountability partner. Once again, thank you for having me on your podcast, sis. It's great to be here. It was great to be here. I enjoyed myself. So, signing out. The Fairy Godmother. Love, light, and peace.
And with that, I would like to say a big thank you for coming on the show, Choma. I am truly grateful amidst your busy schedule. You still found time to indulge me in recording this episode. I just want to say thank you for sharing your thoughts on Random Talk with Angie, and I hope to have you in later episodes sometime in the future. I'd like to say a big thank you to you, dear listeners, for listening to this episode of Random Talk with Angie. If you loved this episode, please feel free to share, leave a comment, reach out to me via my email listed in the description box. And until next time, stay happy and stay true to yourself.